So I've done quite a few bullet journal with me's recently, and that's me then filling in the spreads. But I thought it might be nice if I do a actual weekly spread with you, so you can see it all come to life, and I can give you all of my tips and stuff for how I create these spreads and like the process that I go through to setting them up basically. I'm journaling along today. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy about that. Thanks, Jana. I hope you're well. That's so cool that we can like be doing it at the same time. Yeah, so I've got my theme colours, which are these ones, mostly just these ones, but I sometimes use the slightly darker yellow for pancakes, doodles. If you've been keeping up, you'll know what I'm talking about. Then I've got my page clips. Actually, let me get a matching pink one. Let's have pink today. So I use these to clip down the pages. Here we go, just to help it lie flat. It is a lay flat journal, if that's correct in saying, but it's to do with how the book is bound, whether it lays flat nicely, and this one does, but I just use this to keep the pages down, obviously because the book's normally shut, so the pages are used to coming together, so you want to push them the other way. Then I've got my trusty rubber. You can see it's had a hard life, this poor rubber. Then I've got my two fine liners that I'm going to be using, pink and red, because those are obviously the theme colours. Got my trusty pencil, although I have lightly sketched out the basics, just to save a little bit of time and to save you staring at the pencil that you can't really see. Let me just make it a little bit closer in, and hopefully that is good. Hopefully you can see everything. Obviously, as I start to add the pen, which will be in these, the fine liners that I use off Amazon. Once again, after the live, I will link everything down below. But yeah, I think that is good to go. And I also have my trusty ruler. This one's from Paper Chase. I just love the colour. And yeah, I think that's it. So, I can see the chat. Hello, everyone. Hi. Hi, Lavanya. How are you? I'm really good, thank you. But yeah, I think we're all good to go. So it's just going to be a chill journaling along with me. You can see that I'm a little bit behind. I've just had a mad few days, so yeah, I'll fill that in later. But you know, just being real, it does happen. I don't keep up with it every single day, but it's always good for me anyway to fill it in afterwards, because I like a full complete journal. And yeah, so that's that. So we are ready to start on this week. So this is my dashboard style weekly spread. So whilst I start dividing up the page into the weekly sections, let me just double check. So I'm going to have a little tracker on this side somewhere, so I need to make sure there's enough days for the week. So like Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Yeah, perfect. Just checking I did that in a bit of a rush, so I wanted to make sure. And then, as you might have seen, this was a little bit of an exception just because I wanted to do the stripes, but previous weeks I have been splitting just Monday to Friday, and that's because I'm trying to take more of a break at weekends. But of course, if you want it to be the full week, you can just divide it as that would make sense. Or a good tip, if you like to plan your weekends but it's not as planned as your Monday through Friday, then you can always do what I do, which is do a weekend box which covers the Saturday and the Sunday. And plus 6 is an even number, so it's easier to divide the page into sometimes. But just in case you wanted to make a similar setup as I'm doing today, I'm doing Monday to Friday. This will be for next week. And the separation that works well in my journal is 3 centimetres for each day, so it goes up to 15 centimetres, which is actually the length of the ruler, so that's perfect. And then they will leave you a little bit of space at the bottom. I have put a next week box. You could just put a doodle, you could put a note section. I think I might include a note section on here if we've got some space. But yeah, so let's start dividing up the lines. I'm just going to do a single black line. I'm using the 0.1 fine liner, and I'm just going to go up to that pencil mark that I've got on the side, if you can see that. And this will, as I said, just create the days of the week sections for all my to-do lists, which you can see in progress on the other side for last week. I've also been doing these single pages recently, and as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, I've called it my dashboard style. So I don't know if that makes sense to anyone else, but this is what that says to me, if that makes sense. So, you know, it's got like a lot of information, having a few trackers on the page, maybe some notes, just like busy, and I like how full it looks. So yeah, that is basically the thought process behind the name. If you have a better name, then let me know, but I just kind of think dashboard is what it makes me think, you know, like that the dashboard in a car is all very like busy with information and data and stuff, and that's kind of how I want it to look. So that is my 0.1. I am now going to swap over to a slightly thicker one, I think 0.3, and under this little clip I have a record, which you might not be able to see very well, but okay, commence my terrible circle drawing. Plus I'm a little bit stressed this morning because basically the room that I work in the house is actually my brother's room, because he's away at university, so I use this as kind of his office, as my office, sorry, which he doesn't mind. And then my older brother came to stay last night and stayed in my younger brother's room, which is my office, and spilt coffee everywhere. So I was very stressed this morning before the live, trying to clear coffee off the floor and make sure it wasn't on any of my stuff. If you have brothers, I'm sure you can relate. Yeah, so that was my fun morning. Anyway, let's do our little pancake doodle next, as I think that'll be pretty cute. So I'm going to go back to my 0.1 just because I want a nice thin fine liner. I always fill that space with a little dog doodle or sticker. Yes, I love that idea. Weekly mascot, that's so cute. Hi everyone, thank you for joining, by the way. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat or chat amongst yourselves. I love seeing you guys like making friends together, which is really cute. So go ahead, chat away, I don't mind. And yeah, let me know what your weekend plans are. Let me know if anyone else has brothers who stress them out. But yeah, so here I am just drawing my little stack of pancakes, which is actually really easy to do. So when I pencil it out, I always start with the blob of cream on top, just as that kind of creates the height of the stack. Then I do this next section, which is the wiggly syrup or jam or whatever you would have on your pancakes. I don't actually eat pancakes that often, so, you know. But with my American diner theme, I thought this would go really well. And I'm going to have a few drips coming off it as well. So that is going to be in the colour red. And then you literally just need to put some lines through the middle of the stack. Maybe make them a little bit wonky at times, just to make it look a bit more real rather than, you know, just lines in a row. So some of them will come out to the left a little more. Some will come out to the right, as you can see down here. I think my pens are running out, which is a shame. I need to order some more. Yeah, and then as you obviously get to the bit that is below the dribbly juice syrup, whatever it is, you need to then just round off the edges to make it look pancake-ish. Sorry for all the words that I just make up. But yeah, pancake-ish, that is our word of the day. So yeah, there we are, the little stack of pancakes. It's actually a much bigger stack than I had anticipated. But when I drew it, as I said, my head was just gone cleaning up coffee. So we've got a ridiculously tall Leaning Tower of Pisa style stack of pancakes on the side, and I'm not mad about it. So let me know if you like the stack, or is the stack just too big? That's the problem, but we'll deal with it. And I'm going to add in a few little stars, as these are also a feature. They're a bit of a feature on my channel, to be honest. I love them. They are my favourite emoji, the sparkle emoji. And I just think they're so cute. They like bring the page to life a little bit of twinkle, never goes wrong. Anyway, so that is our pancake, a little bit wobbly. Meg, what is a dream tracker? So I put on my story about a dream journal, and what that is I do some work for the company Yop and Tom that I got my journals from, which is a really cool, I don't know, story progression, you know, in my life. They were the journals that I used. They ended up being my first affiliate link and everything. And now I actually create content for them and help look after their social medias and things. So I shared a post on my story, as we do sometimes collaborate on our posts, and one of them was about their recent blog post, which explains what dream journaling is, and it's something I actually want to try out, but I don't dream that much because sleep is a big issue for me. Pause the story. I'm just going to start filling in my next week writing. I'm going to go with the red fine liner, and then I'll colour it in with the pink pen, so we have a nice bit of contrast going on there. I'm also doing this in that same kind of retro font that I've been doing throughout, but it is a lot smaller writing, so I'm not sure if it's going to be as clearly that kind of font, if you know what I mean. But anyway, yeah, so I shared on my story, over on Instagram, this is a post about dream journaling, which is pretty much when you wake up, you try and journal about whatever dream you had. It's pretty much as simple as that, and you can make it as complicated or simple as you like. If you just wanted to jot down a few bullet points about what your dream was about, or if you wanted to doodle it out, you can do that. But yeah, just kind of a different style of journaling, and it's meant to have a lot of benefits for you in terms of your sleep, and I guess it's like a mindful exercise and all of that, so it's really interesting. But if you go to yopandtom.com, you can check out all their blogs. It's got lots of different types of journaling on there, like morning pages and all that other kind of stuff, so go check that out if you would like to, and if I remember I will link it down below. But yes, someone also said I'm quite close to 100k. Not sure if that was, sorry. Lavanya, yeah, thank you. I know, it's crazy. So I will be doing a giveaway, and this is kind of like a sneak peek, but my giveaway is going to be teaming up with Yop and Tom, as I was just talking about. So my journal company, where I get my journals from, and yeah, they have been pretty much my #1 supporter since I started this channel. So I thought when I reached 100k, that would just be like a really nice moment to team up with them on a giveaway, and one of you guys will hopefully be able to have a journal from the same company as I get mine. But more to come on that when we do reach 100k. It's just kind of in discussion at the moment, and I will do a lot more posting about that. But you guys on the live get a little heads up about what the 100k giveaway is. So now I have done the fine liner. It doesn't look as good as this, but I hadn't done lowercase, and I was just, you know, a bit of a rush, but it's gonna look cute when all the colours in. So it's the red fine liner on the outside, and then pink pen on the inside. As always, I'm using my Crayola Super Tips. They are my go-to, my ride or die kind of markers. I was thinking though, a really cool video idea could be if I try out the same spread in different markers, whether I do it on the video or whether I just do it off the video and show you. Let me know which you would rather. But I just thought it would be a cool way to compare different types of pens, to see, like, you know, do some colours stand out better in certain pens, or, you know, do some have pastel tones that are nicer, some brighter, some sparkly even. So yeah, I just thought that could be a cool video, like the same spread or same lettering or something like that in different types of pens. But yeah, let me know if you fancy me doing that. Now, next part we're going to do is this little section on the side here. So this is where I'm going to have my reading tracker. You could use it for a sleep tracker, water tracker, any other kind of tracker that you want to have. You could even have multiple here. I've got another tracker page somewhere else in my journal, so this is just all I need for now. And what you need to do is make sure there is enough space for you to have the days of the week. And let me just measure how high up this goes. That's 4. So about 4 centimeters down, that should be fine. So basically, as you can see, that is just the axis similar to this reading tracker over here. I leave a gap at the top for me to write my little title, like here. And then I will just put the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday all the way across on the bottom axis. So then on Monday, I can draw how many pages I read. And then the number of pages read can go up this left-hand side. So I will do that in pen, 0.1 again, just because my 0.05, which I would actually rather use, has finally died, which is really sad. But yeah, someone remind me, I need to order some new pens. It's getting a bit dire straits right now over here. Plus, I think it would be cool, you know, it could become a little bit of a series, trying out the same spread in different types of stationery. So for one, I could use different types of pencils, I could use different types of fine liners, and then it would give you a really good way to compare and be able to see exactly the kind of style you were hoping to get from your pens before you buy them. Yeah, I don't know, I just thought of that right now and I kind of think it's a good idea. So yeah, so that is the structure of our little reading tracker, and you could do as a very similar structure no matter what your little tracker is. Say it was a sleep tracker, you just, instead of the page numbers up the side, you can do hours slept, so you could go from like 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 8 or 9, however many. Yeah, and same goes with water, if you wanted to make that the units of water that you've drunk, basically like that. So I'm going to grab my blue. These are quite good for drawing a straight line. Although straight lines freehand are my nemesis, they just never go out. Also, circles are my nemesis, but today that didn't go too bad either. So hopefully being on live is like my lucky charm. What was I even saying? Yeah, the title, I just do a straight line, and these Crayola Super Tips, because as I usually say, they've got this broader tip at the bottom. If you rest on the side, it does kind of give you a bit more stability. It's kind of hard to explain, but right then. So we can now, let's write in our days of the week. So I'm doing this kind of bouncy lettering style. So we will have that up to Friday. And I think I need to do an updated tutorial on this type of lettering. So let me know if you would like to see one of those, just because I did one a long time ago, pretty much at the start of my YouTube channel, and I've just kind of evolved a lot since then in terms of like my editing. I've probably learned some better tips and like ways to explain it as well. So yeah, basically I have a lot of ideas for videos coming up. I am also planning to do some study type of content coming out. And just let me know if there's anything in particular that you might want help with if you're studying, whether it's notes or, you know, types of revision or anything like that, because I did pretty well at school, although I'm not at school anymore. I did get pretty good grades. I think I got 6 A stars and 5 A's at GCSE, so yeah, I did pretty well. 2021, Monday the 22nd, is that right? Yes, put the little dates in too. Yeah, so I did quite well at school, so although I'm no longer at school, I think I'm in quite a good position to be able to help anyone out who needs it. Whether that's in pens I would recommend for exams or anything like that, just let me know. You can always comment it down below if you want to have a think about it. But let's now add a few little music tunes up here to go with our little record. This is the fun bit. Once you've got the bare bones of it set up, and you can just start adding little doodles and making it all cute. We can write in pages too. There's that one. So as you can see, I have a space left here, and I'm going to use this for a note section. But if you wanted more trackers, you could put those there. And again, building this dashboard style, you could have any other types of trackers, even like a habit tracker. I'm coming up with so many video ideas in my head right now. I'm just thinking I could do like mini trackers that you could fit onto a weekly spread, and then you could just kind of pick and choose from that video which week you want to track, you know, do your habit tracking or do your water tracking or sleep tracking, blah blah blah. Yeah, I might have to rewatch my own video to be reminded of all of my ideas, but I think let's do actually, yeah, let's do it in this pink because then it ties in well. So I'm just gonna, as I said, make this a note section. So I'm gonna do my nice writing again. It's my favorite style of writing. And then let's do it with this blue, because we don't have much blue going on the page otherwise. Whenever I create a note section, I always just like to alternate the lines with a colour that's light enough to write over the top, of course, but I just think it makes that bit, if it was just blank, it's just kind of a blank space until it's filled in. So I like to add a little bit of something there to tie it in with the spread until it's all filled in nicely. But I would usually just use like stars as the bullet point as well to make it a little bit decorative. The trying out the same spread idea is really good. Love to watch that. Oh, yay. Okay, I want to film that, so that's good. Upload some videos that are related to school stuff. Definitely. So I've got my September plan with me coming up. I'll just colour in whilst I'm talking. I've got my September plan with me coming up because I can't believe how quickly August has just kind of flown. And yeah, I have then got some school related stuff coming too, so I don't want to get onto the back page, so I might leave a little bit of a border just in case. And then this is the fun part, the colouring in. It's basically like a colouring book once you've done all the drawing. The whole thing is just therapeutic, so definitely if you're feeling a bit stressed out, then maybe just have a little doodle. Even if it's not to create a weekly spread, just have a doodle page or have a brain dump page and just do a bit of colouring, do a bit of doodling and see if it makes you feel better. You could also put some tunes on. I'm actually thinking maybe I should create like a Spotify playlist, because I think you can share them with people and then like people could hear what I'm listening to. Because I am quite particular about music. Like when I make my TikToks and videos, I really think about the music quite a lot. As I used to be a dancer, I used to choreograph to music, and it was quite a big part of that kind of process, I guess. So yeah, maybe that would be cool. But let me know if you have any favourite songs right now. Drop them in the chat or leave a comment underneath. And then I'm just colouring in my pancake stack. So I'm doing, as I said, the syrup juice stuff on the top is going to be red. Primarily because it then ties in well with my theme. And I know a lot of people probably have either like chocolate sauce maybe, or like maple syrup or golden syrup, but that just wouldn't really work for this spread because I'm going to be colouring the pancakes in yellowy coloured. So yeah, I wanted something that contrasted quite nicely. And then I'm going to use the slightly darker yellow at the top, as that would be the top pancake and it's going to be a little bit shadowy. And then we can go with the lighter yellow all the way down. The great thing about these pens, they're not sponsored or anything, but they dry really quickly and I've not had any problem, especially with the smaller size tips. I don't know about the bigger ones because I don't tend to use them as much, and I guess they would probably be a bit more inky, but they don't really smudge even when you're using something like yellow. They don't make the pen go black or anything. So yeah, highly recommend. And again, I will link everything down below after the video. So that's pretty much it. I kind of think maybe I should do some stripes down here too. Maybe, should we do pink? I think that would be nice. Okay, so now you can watch. See how like the straight line. Also a tip for a straight line, which I don't really feel like I'm in a position to give because mine are never very good. But if you, instead of trying to move your hand, if you keep your hand really still and move your whole arm, so I don't know if you can see, like it's on the very edge, but I rest my sleeve on the edge of my desk, like that, and I go along like that, keeping my hand really still, as opposed to like trying to do that. Yeah, so I've just found that helps recently, which, as I said, lines aren't my strong suit, but you get the gist. Anyway, now we just need my white pen. Where's my gel pen? Whoops. Okay, I seem to have lost my white gel pen, but I have this as a backup, which is a Pilot Pintor. It's just not quite as like bright white, especially when it goes on to the black and stuff, but I will go over it afterwards with my white gel pen. For white pen, I normally use a Uniball Signo board, but this is a Pilot Pintor, which is kind of, I think it's like a paint pen. I'm not 100% sure, but again, anything white is a little bit hit and miss, I find. So it's just finding one that you kind of trust and go with. But the Uniball board is pretty good, other than it drying out sometimes. Yeah, so I just use the white to create little highlights. I think on this type of lettering it works really well. And I just do it remembering whenever you're adding highlights that you need a consistent light source. So for me, I imagine it literally where my light is, up in this direction, and it would then highlight on those areas, and if you were to do a shadow it would be on this type of side. But maybe I can do a video on that too. Even I sometimes have to pause and think like, right, hang on a minute, especially when I'm doing shadows. Highlights not so much, but when I'm doing shadows I have to think, okay, hang on, where would the shadow be? But yeah, I just think it really adds something to it and gives a little bit of dimension to obviously something 2D. And yeah, I think that is pretty much the weekly spread all sorted. So for those of you who are still on here, I really appreciate you watching. I'm glad you like all the video ideas, everyone. Hi Jasmine, thanks for joining. We're actually at the end now, so if you didn't get a chance to watch the whole video, then as soon as I'm finished it should upload as a video and you can watch it afterwards if you would like to as well. Jot down any video ideas, things you want to see, if you would like any more flip throughs of my journal, any specific months or pages you want me to revisit, let me know. And I'll be coming very soon with some school, stationery, September plan with me, and obviously my 100k giveaway when we finally get there. So thank you all for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye everyone.